Hey Capricorns, how y'all doing? Welcome. We are going to be taking a look at your birth through your Mabon through Samhain seasonal general reading here. So just a quick note, in the Northern Hemisphere, we are welcoming back the darkness, while those of you in the Southern Hemisphere are welcoming back the return of the light. So regardless of where you are in the world, it's the same messages because they're counterpoints on the wheel, and you can take anything that comes through around these themes of darkness and light and tailor it and contextualize it based on where you are in the world. But same messages, just through, the counter lens point. So just putting that out there. So we are looking at from September 22nd, Mabon season in through Samhain season, going through into this is a beautiful, beautiful, time of year where in the Northern Hemisphere, we're putting focus on slowing down, winding down, giving gratitude for what has been before we can welcome what will be. And Capricorn, I'm going to say this to you. I've not said this to any other sign, and you guys are at the last quarter of the readings for this round. Embrace that. Embrace where we are in the wheel of the year, right? Allow yourself to enjoy the wind down. What I saw in your meditation was a wheel turning, but it was turning counterclockwise. And I saw you as the Capricorn collective trying to get the wheel to go the other way clockwise, but you kept falling off of it because you weren't willing to go counterclockwise. You weren't willing to change up your course. You were trying to make something move a certain way or in a certain time that the universe just wasn't working with you in that way. Then I saw a water moose, which is beautiful. Water moose are highly adaptable. They represent kind of a Queen of Cups / Four Pentacles, which you have here energy, which is about being adaptable, but being okay wherever you are, right? If something isn't working on land, they just go into the water. They're able to exist in both places and be adaptable, right? They don't worry that they're going to drown in the water, right? They don't worry that they're going to dry out on land. They simply go where the need is going to be met and allow the time in which, it takes in terms of whatever they need to do, wherever their food sources are, whatever they need for that day. They're highly adaptable and flexible, and they're willing to roll with the tide. And that is what I'm getting for you, Capricorn. The more that you can go with the flow, roll with the tide, be flexible, the better time you're going to have. Because there are I get a feeling that there's ideas that you have about things getting done in a certain time or in a certain way, or there being certain results that come from the efforts that you've put in. Try to release that and tailor it towards, we only get one time a year where we're able to really wind down and reflect nature and let the leaves fall and, turn slowly and welcome that darkness. The more in tune you are with the season in this way, give yourself permission to do that. Give yourself permission to go slowly and have things take as long as they're going to take. You pushing something is not going to yield the result that you want it to. You're just going to expend a lot of energy that's unnecessary. So be an earth sign. I think for Capricorns in particular, of course you are earth signs, but I feel like you have quite a bit of fire energy in you. I feel like you're the most fiery of the earth signs. And the reason I feel that way is because you guys are the most motivated, hardworking, action-oriented bunch. You really, really are. You're inspiring to the rest of us in that way. But I feel like sometimes that fire can work against you, and you need to be reminded to just be the earth. The earth takes its time. There's a season for everything. It grows at its own pace. Okay, so just putting that out there. Now, your animal energy for this time is the lizard, fire energy. Now, lizard energy is really unique and special, but it is about timing. If you've ever seen a bearded dragon, we have one here. If you've ever seen a bearded dragon, they can go so still. There's some times when I'm like, oh God, our dragon's name is Floki. I go, oh my God, is Floki okay? He looks dead. Is he okay? I'm like, oh, Floki. And he is always okay. But sometimes he just goes so still that you would think that it's like, God, it's that kind of extreme energy management. Then when it's feeding time, he is fast, right? So he knows how to go from one extreme to the other, and he's perfectly content to allow things to come to him as well. Half the time, he will sit and wait for his dinner because we, got to feed him live stuff. So we feed him locusts, and he'll wait for the locusts to come to him. and then he'll just snap it up, because they always do, right? So there's something about this as well, where there's a lot of power to be found, Capricorn, and allowing things to come to you as opposed to you pursuing them. I feel like part of this as well is one of the gifts, or one of the reasons that this is coming up for you, is sometimes when our given circumstances are going differently than how we thought it would, it's because there's an opportunity there for us to take the time to look within and really reconsider what we're doing. Take some time and think about your approach. Think about your infrastructure. How's everything going? Is there anything you'd like to change? Is there something that you've been thinking about doing but haven't given it any time and attention yet? That's the universe saying, give this stuff some energy, and then your physical circumstance will move again. Okay? Think about that. Because lizard energy also equates to the Knight of Cups, right? It's that dreamy energy that says, like, wow, Knight of Cups is where we have relationships and a work life that almost feels romantic, right? We're in love with our work. We're in love with our life. We're in love with our partner or our children, or we just feel deeply connected to, that water aspect of, wow, I just feel so fulfilled. And I feel that, deep sense of gratitude and joy that comes from, doing things that we love to do with people that we love to do them with as well. So there's something about that's calling back attention to your relationships and is saying, it's a really good time to refocus on that, because again, things in your given circumstances, I feel like you're going to be stalled or going a little bit differently, at least timing wise, or in the shape that it comes, then maybe you would have planned. Trust that there's a reason for that. And you can still use the time efficiently if you're willing to be flexible. So you're coming through as the Three of Swords. So a lot of signs have gotten this for this round. This is heart pain, but it is the sword. So it rules the realm of the mind, right? And our thoughts. So oftentimes this is pain from the past that affects us mentally. And the fact that you're coming through in this way, I do feel like this just wants to be washed away with some water here through healing. And I feel like there's an aspect of this that says, the parts of yourself that are wounded, that feel pain, that hurt, that have gone through some stuff are going to be coming up for your attention. And that, again, is in alignment with this time of year, because we're going into the darkness. Then we'll move into the winter solstice, which is a time for reflection and healing. In the southern hemisphere, it's the summer, which is also a time for, those emotional waters to run. So allow yourself to sit with whatever is coming up for you, because I also feel like there's something there that's golden. There's something there in your heart space or in your pain that you can take and either allow it to inform shifting something for you that's going to be highly positive, or maybe it's something that you're meant to write about or be inspired about or speak about in some way. I do believe that the biggest lessons that we learn in life are the ones that we're meant to teach others. And I feel like this Three of Swords for you is highlighting something like that for you. The lessons that you've learned here, how can you teach others or help others from what you've experienced? Give some context, give some healing to those situations. That could be just giving advice to people who need it because you've been through it, or on a larger platform, or writing about it, like I said, or speaking about it in some way. Something important around that, Capricorn, something important. In your place of challenge is the Four of Pentacles. This just makes all the sense in the world. 4 is the number of foundation. It is assured monetary gain, right? But it's also, you're not moving in one direction or the other. You're preparing, right? You're filling the larder there. You're making sure that, you have everything you need. But again, it's stagnancy. So the fact that this is coming in your place of challenge, there could be some money anxiety or some anxiety around having enough, having everything you need, or a home, something about that, or maybe even thoughts of moving or considering, your current landscape if you're given circumstances or surroundings. But I feel like for you also, this is very much like wanting things to move ahead at a certain time or in a certain way. And it gets a little bit quieter. Things become a bit more still. There are delays, and finding a struggle within that, which is very human, by the way, and very Capricorn. Advice is justice. This is beautiful Libra energy, black and white. What's fair is fair. I feel like when this comes up as your advice, this always for me means that trust that everything is going to work out in your highest and best good. Trust that everything is going to fall out in a place of fairness and alignment. And the best thing that you can do is just bring greater balance into your thinking bring greater balance into your emotional self, into your physical reality. Balance is the key here when you have Libra as your advice, justice as your advice. A balanced mind can see clearly. A balanced mind is a balanced perspective. Okay? Balance that perspective. In your place of victory, you have the Two of Pentacles, which is just like, do you see all these like parallels here? It's fascinating. The Two of Pentacles, again, more earth energy here. That's the juggle. It's balancing a work and home life, but it's also holding space for two different perspectives or two different options, right? So the fact this is coming in your place is victory, I feel like you're going to come through this time. And again, this is a blueprint. This is a blueprint for the energies that are at play during this time for you. And this is a map. This is a option of a map is how to get through this time or move through this time rather. Dare I say, enjoy this time so that you can come out of it, getting everything that you can. And with this Two of Pentacles, I feel like there's going to be, by letting things come to you, you're going to end up attracting new things where suddenly you have a lot more gold on your plate. And you're like, wow, and this just came to me. I feel like you're in danger of pushing things away by trying to go after them or having an attachment to them, but you'll attract more if you are the lizard. You just step back and allow things to come to you. Okay? That's a natural part of the manifestation cycle, right? Intention with detachment, trust, be that Libra energy, balance and make room. The universe brings us things, right? More things to balance when we're already balancing what we have. So maybe that's a question for you, right? How can you enact greater balance in your life during this time? Now, your outcome couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. The Fool. It's really, really beautiful. Yeah, that reminds me. In your meditation, I was taken to Imbolc, which it's interesting because that's a particular time of year, and it just reminded me. So it's variety season. So Imbolc is roughly from February 1st until the spring equinox, around March 20th or 21st. So that time period for you, Aquarius into Pisces season, there's something about that for you that feels incredibly positive, exciting. I feel exciting. Like I'm like excited about something. So the spirit is just going, put just Imbolc season. At times during this where you feel a little bit like, oh God, like, can we, what's going on? Imbolc season. I'm seeing like fresh snow on the ground and like making new tracks. It feels incredibly positive, incredibly positive. Your spring is coming early. I just heard that. Your spring is coming early because Imbolc technically it's technically on February 2nd, but Imbolc is like the first stirrings of spring. We don't see it yet, but we can feel it. So I'm hearing your spring is coming early, which is beautiful. So the Fool, this is a fresh, brand new start. It's having that renewed sense of purpose. It's excitement. It's leaping into the future. It's feeling like you've got everything before you. Fresh start. And that is coming up for you in your outcome. Now, your birthday season comes right before Imbolc, right? So your birthday season, happening shortly after the winter solstice, I really feel like you're going to be seeing a lot of what we're talking about, like at that time going like, oh, there's going to be some realizations that come up and some, peace being made and some healing happening. And then by the time Imbolc comes, you're just like off to the races. I think things are going to start moving for you during your birthday season. And by Imbolc, you're just going to be like off to the races, like I said. The wolf moon happens in the month of January. So whether your birthday as a Capricorn is in, late November or it's in January, I do feel like the wolf moon for you is going to be, for me, Capricorns are wolf energy. I always have a animal that I associate energetically with each sign. And you guys are wolves for me, right? That's incredibly and a powerful energy. And I do feel like you can call upon that wolf energy during your birthday season to help light your path, to help define your intentions, and to help, keep at the forefront of your mind, the good of what you do. How does it, serve yourself and others? Because if there's not a higher purpose to it, then it's not worth a whole lot, because Capricorns at the end of the day do want what they do to make a difference or have an impact. You know what I mean? So it's about that clarity as well. Now, your Maven Oracle here is Straw Bale. It's time you step out of your comfort zone, take up space, and reach new heights. So I feel like this is why things might, in your circumstances, be, seeming a little bit like they're going slow or not moving in a way or in a time that you had planned or would desire. Because there is a shift that wants to come up for you. There's something that wants to be reworked. There just is. Remember when I said an idea that you hadn't, returned to in a while, or something that wants to be realized, or maybe those relationships want to be, re-nurtured or tended to. There's something about this because out of the comfort zone, take up space, reach new heights. That's what you're being prepped for. That's what the point of all of this is. That's what the point of all of this is. I do feel like you're going to be called out of your comfort zone. And you need to take some time and stillness and realization so that you can prepare yourself so that you're not going forward doing things the way you've always done. Again, when things slow down, it's because we're being prepared for when they speed up again. I'm telling you every time. So see it for what it is and embrace it, right? Take the opportunity. So your Samhain card here is crystals and herbs. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold. A dash of healing straight from mother's home. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold, a dash of healing straight from mother's home. So this is about being an earth sign. So I'm glad that this came up for you as your Samhain oracle, because this is very much about keeping it simple and returning to those simple pleasures. And I love that this is coming up for, the time of year we're really going to be in the darkness in Samhain season. I'm excited about this for you because this shows, spending that time using your hands, getting back to the earth, tilling the soil in whatever way. It's not really the time to necessarily till, but whatever version of that is for you, right? Whether you're drying herbs or you're cooking or you're spending time, just really being outside and connecting with the earth, I feel like is incredibly positive for you. But I got to say, it feels like this is a formula to help clear your mind and get you into your body. That's what this feels like. I'm seeing some physicality, like walks, hikes, trips, road trips, traveling. That is going to be incredibly medicinal for you. And these insights and revelations, points of clarity and preparation for what's to come, are going to be able to work on you a lot better, because when you're moving, when you're doing, right, you're not, feeling the shadow side of that Four of Pentacles as much. It's going to be using this time well, and that feels incredibly, incredibly positive for you. And again, Capricorn, the lizard is still until it's not. Take this time for what it is, because it is preparing you for when things speed up again. And you're being called to take this time in a way that's going to best prepare and equip you for that. So it's like brand new Capricorn coming through as the Fool is the outcome of this. And your invoke is going to be insane in a really good way. Really, really beautiful. With that being said, I so hope that this helps and resonates. I would love if you could like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. I love reading your comments. It's my absolute favorite part of this whole gig. I respond to each and every one of them. I like hearing from you guys. I like knowing how you're doing. I like, what do you get from this reading? What do you see in this reading? Does anything stand out to you? I feel like, as the Capricorn collective, you all might, be seeing similar or different things, and it's a co-creative reading, and I'm here for that. So holler at me in the comments. Also, I have some exciting things coming. You've seen the teaser before the video that I'm really excited to share with you here soon. So please stay tuned. Please sign up for a newsletter on the website. That's how you're going to get news and events first. And again, lastly, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so, so much for being here. And most of all, and as always, my dear, beautiful, hardworking, amazing Capricorns, just thank you for being you. And be well until next time.